Today I'm going to share a story with you, a very interesting experience. It seems like in everybody's lives we have things that change us. You know, there's always some kind of event. I read by this author named Tony Robbins that we don't change unless there's something really big in our life. Something small, it doesn't really change us. But if there's something very big, it changes us. And I will tell you about a story that changed me. That was a big event in my life. I had a good first year of racing Speedway. It was a good year. And I decided to take a vacation up north to Seattle, Washington. One of my high school buddies named Steve Savek, he lived there. And I had some relatives there. I had a step-grandmother named Selma Buffington that I went ahead and visited when I was there. So I flew to Portland, Oregon, and then my friend Steve picked me up, and he lived in Vancouver, Washington, and I stayed there for about a week. And after about a week, I said, I must go find my grandma. So I left Steve, and I visited my grandma, and she was very elderly. It was my step-grandmother because my real grandmother passed away, and my father, who has my grandfather, who has my name, he went ahead and remarried. And so I met this lady. Her name was Selma. She always sent me money in the mail. So I said, oh, I must visit her. She's very sweet, old lady. She died about 6 or 7 years, 8 years later, I found out. But I went in and visit her and then had a nice trip and then decided to come back home after the trip was over. This is where the story started. I left Portland, Oregon one evening and was flying to San Francisco, and the plane was delayed, and it got supposed to leave at 8 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night, and it left at midnight. So we flew into San Francisco around 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we met another plane from Hawaii, and lots of people, they boarded an old plane, and it was a very old plane. I forgot what airlines it was. And so the plane took off from San Francisco, flying over the San Francisco Bay and the bridge. And we were just climbing on the airplane, and then all of a sudden the plane started making noise and start teetering. And we weren't that far into the flight, only a couple minutes maybe. And then all of a sudden the plane started leveling off, and then it started going down in the ocean. And the pilot told everyone to buckle their seatbelts for a crash landing. And I was freaking out. I'm like, what? And I look around, and there's nuns, praying, oh my God, we're gonna die. And I'm freaking out, and I'm just and we're going towards the ocean. And it's cold water in the San Francisco Bay, if you've ever been there. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna die. And the planes start going down, nosedive down. And if you've been in a big commercial airplane before, you never experienced that unless you're gonna probably crash. And we were gonna probably crash. And I'm just freaking out. I'm just oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I wasn't expecting to die this young. I was only 18 or 19. So I'm freaking out, and I'm thinking, okay, Brian, you're gonna die in 30 seconds, 1 minute. Did you do everything you wanted to do in life? Did you accomplish everything? Were you the good person that you thought you wanted to be? And all the answer was no, I didn't accomplish what I wanted. I wasn't the good person that I thought I wanted to be. And I just made a prayer. I says, if I get out of this thing, I will change my life and I will be a better person. Some of you probably think I'm a bad person, but I really wanted to do better and be a better person. And so the plane did not crash. I'm still here today. And it landed in San Francisco airport, and there was fire engines and everything like that. And it was just crazy. And I'm oh my gosh, we didn't die. Everyone on the airplane thought we were going to die. But we did not die. Thank God above, we did not die. So I made a promise with God at that time that I would change my life, because it takes a serious event in our lives to change us. And that was a serious event. I thought I was going to be dead in 30 seconds, 60 seconds. So I decided I need to make some changes in my life.